So now we're going to have a message from actor Richard Thomas.
Hi, I'm Richard Thomas, here at the beautiful and historic Providence Performing Arts Center with the Broadway touring company of Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. Now, if you have never experienced the very special bond between the actors and the audience at a live theatrical performance, well, I think you're missing one of the singular joys in life. So I encourage you to make time to come see a show live on stage here at PPAC, because that memory will live with you forever.
He did that just like we wrote it for him. I want to thank our staff. This is all possible because we have a great staff. I want to acknowledge our senior staff people, Alan, Judy, PJ, Dana, Stephanie, Claudia, Chris, Betsy, Janice, and Ricky. Let's have a hand for the staff, the whole staff. They work great here at PPAC, all under the leadership of our president and CEO, who will announce next year's program. Let's welcome Lynn Singleton.
So, a couple of years ago, we announced, coming out of COVID, we announced the season. I'm smiling today because we were all like bundled up and 15, 20 feet away from each other, and we had masks on, and we were checking vaccination cards. And I think we were opening the national tour of Pretty Woman that fall, and then last fall we opened Funny Girl. But the interesting thing was, people ask me now, well, how are you doing? How's PPAC doing? And actually, we've had, attendance-wise and ticket sales-wise, a couple of the best years ever. We came out of the COVID, and as many of you recall, especially my staff, were in the movie of checking vaccination cards and all that kind of stuff, and making people wear masks, and people, person next to them didn't want to wear a mask, and all those kind of intramurals. And I appreciate the staff for doing that. The interesting thing was, as we came out of COVID, we went from 9,000 subscribers to 12,500 subscribers. And during COVID, even though we were holding people's money, nobody, very few, if anybody, asked for their money back. And I took that as a confidence to us. Takeo, John, Hazen White, all of our sponsors stuck with us. People that joined the President's Club did the same. And the last 2 years have been phenomenal. Actually, this December, on the coattails of Moulin Rouge, which we did 40,000 people, and Frozen's going to do about the same, we had an attendance about 100,000 people this month of December, and our ticket sales gross was $10 million, and that's really amazing. So I appreciate the staff, and especially the patrons and our sponsors for sticking with us. Let's give them a round of applause. So PJ always gives me a bunch of notes and then I ignore them. When I look around all the banners, I think of the Saturday Night Live skit, what we need is more cowbells, what we need is more banners. First of all, as always, thanks to Takeo and the White Family Foundation, who sponsors the primary Broadway series. And the tone is, the future is now, and you'll tie all that together very shortly, as I did last night when I was reading this. And so if you're thinking about becoming a subscriber someday, now's the time to do it. We encourage you to do it. So the Takeo White Family Foundation Broadway series are all shows that have not played here prior. First of all, we launch the national tour of Beautiful Noise, the Neil Diamond musical, which played Boston a couple summers ago for 8 weeks. A little story about that, as we all remember the tragedy at the Boston Marathon. A couple of weeks later, Neil Diamond was in Boston, and it was all over the news what happened. So Neil Diamond called Fenway Park and asked to talk to whoever who ran the place, because he wanted to come by and give his greetings and, if possible, sing a song. So the person that answered the phone said, "Yeah, right," and hung up on Neil Diamond. And as we recall, he came and sang Sweet Caroline, and the rest is history. So we're going to open Beautiful Noise, the Neil Diamond musical. The second one is a very off-brand kind of comedy based on the old TV show, not based, but originated from the old TV show Hee Haw, and it's called Shucked. Now, I really encourage you to see this. It will certainly be off-brand. Years ago, we opened a national tour of Carole King, the musical, and the young kid who was like the assistant to the assistant to the assistant, Mike Bozier, we got to know him, and we solved his problems for him. So Mike called me up last year. The show was running in New York, and Mike says, Lynn, we really had a good time in Providence. Now he's no longer 25, he's 35 or 40, and I'm producing this musical named Shucked, and he's telling me about it, and I'm like, yeah, and we'd really love to open. It's about a cornfield and da-da-da. We'd really love to open it in Providence. And I say, well, Mike, shouldn't you be like in Nebraska or someplace? But I went to see it, and it's a clean Book of Mormon. That's my best example for it. So beyond Shucked, then we do MJ the Musical. The sidelight of that story is coming out of COVID, MJ was the only musical that opened toward the middle to the back end of COVID. And not only did it open, it survived and doing sold out business in New York. And it's a fantastic show on the road. I highly recommend it. Then Life of Pi, which is based on the movie which most of us seen. Next is And Juliet, which once again is playing presently in New York and doing extremely well. And then the kind of pseudo revival, because it's never really been done before, but since most of us saw, I think the movie was Tony Curtis and whoever else was in it, is Some Like It Hot. And it did excellent in New York, just closed, and it will play here. And then last but not least is the musical Back to the Future, which is presently playing at the Winter Gardens, and as we all know, has the big car in it that is the brand. So that's the main series, and then we have what's called the Encore series, which is really commercial shows that repeat. And generally those shows, in most cases, except with a few exceptions, are weekends. We do 5 shows. The main series will either do a week, 8 shows, or 2 weeks like we're doing with Frozen for 16 shows. The Encore series is made up of a show that probably hasn't toured, and actually it opened in October of 9/11 in New York, and that's Mamma Mia. And the show's already out there, and it's not playing New York, it's just touring. And it's doing phenomenal business. And actually, Joe will appreciate this. Occasionally, one of the stupidest things we do is we invest in Broadway shows. So I just knew Mamma Mia was a winner, et cetera, et cetera. So I go to the producer, Steve Gabriel, who's a really good friend and a good guy. And I said, we'd really like to be involved. He goes, well, Lynn, the dilemma is the band, ABBA, takes 90% of the profit. I go, well, that's not a good deal. I pass. And then we're going to salute the Irish again with a weekend of Riverdance. And then we're back to the revival of Chicago. And certainly last but not least, we're repeating Hamilton for the 3rd time. Am I right, Janice? Yes, 3rd time for 2 weeks, sometime in mid-December. And once again, to my surprise, we're doing it in some other markets we're involved in, and the show repeats very well. New generation, new, I think even, I thought at the time when, I don't know what streaming service it's on, when it went on the streaming service, I well, that's probably going to impact the show. I think it's only helped it. So we'll do 2 weeks of Hamilton, and then we have a special of last but not least of a couple of nights of the Cher Show. And these are my other notes that PJ gave me, so I won't get in the doghouse. This summer, we're doing something a little out of the ordinary. We're doing a rap performer who, needless to say, I did not know who he was, called Not Naz. Did I pronounce that right? Yeah. with the Rhode Island Philharmonic. So that should be an interesting evening for the violin and the conductors. And everybody tells me it's going to sell out, but I have no clue. And then in Christmas, we're returning Mannheim Steamrollers, which many of you know. And we have a couple other surprises up our sleeve for December for holiday, which we won't reveal yet. But they were not only a surprise, they will not only be a surprise to you, but they were a surprise to me. But if it all comes together, it's going to be a very historic event in this building. So in closing, I would thank, first of all, TACO, the White Family Foundation, our Broadway series sponsor, Channel 12, WPRI, who's our season media sponsor, Cox Media, who sponsors the Encore series, the shows that come back, Navigate Credit Union, which is the sponsor for the week of Mamma Mia, Bank Newport, who sponsors all our family night events, which I think there was one either last night or tonight for Frozen. ABC6, which is our family night media sponsor. And now we have 93.3 FM, which is the radio station that's the family night sponsor. I appreciate all your attendance, and now I think I'm supposed to go to the video, right, PJ? Okay.
Hello, I'm John Hazen-White Jr. On behalf of myself and the TACO and the White Family Foundation, I'd like to welcome you to the 2024-2025 Broadway series at the Providence Performing Arts Center. This is the 16th year that we sponsored the Broadway series, and we're looking forward to the amazing lineup of shows that will be coming to PPAC. As a Rhode Island business owner and lover of the arts, I feel so blessed to be able to give back to the community and uplift them through the arts. A vibrant arts community, including performances at PPAC, provides families with the opportunity to enrich their lives.
Tell your mama, girl, I can't stay long. We've got things we gotta catch up on.
But I get to call you friend.
But this friend, take your heart around the bend. Always just remember when we're together.
Hi PPAC, this is Robert Horn, the book writer to the Broadway musical Shucked, about to come to your town. Shucked is a musical about, well, corn. And when I think corn, I think Rhode Island. The music by Shane McAnally and Brandy Clark is absolutely fantastic. The comedy is fun and funny and heartwarming. I think you're gonna really love this show. There's something for everyone, and it's coming to one of my favorite places, Rhode Island. So I'd say that's just divine providence. The jokes are gonna be better than that, I promise you.
plunges Romeo's dagger into her heart.
What if Juliet didn't die? That should almost be the start of the play.
Hit me, baby, one more time, then you'll be gone. I can't breathe for the first time. I'm so moving on, yeah, yeah. It's my life, it's now or never, and I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. I got the eye of the tiger.
I hope you like your Broadway hot.
We can't stay here. Chicago's too hot. You're right. Search every band, every dance hall from here to Timbuktu.
And when the saxophone starts wailing, I pray someone lends a hand before he breaks my aching heart in two.
Good evening. It's Dr. Emmett Brown, and this is my time machine.
A time machine?
You're a slacker, McFly. Face it, you've got no future.
1955? Hey, McFly, I thought I told you never to come in here.
If they don't meet, they won't fall in love, they won't get married, and neither you nor your siblings will ever be born.
You don't need money, don't take fame, don't need a credit card to ride this train.
Back to the Future, the musical, has been in development a long time. It took us 14 years to finally bring it to the stage. The DeLorean itself is not an actual car, it's a replica designed for use on the stage. All of the sound effects, the original sound effects for the DeLorean from the movie have been incorporated in the show. I'm not going to tell you everything, but trust me, you're going to love it. My mom used to be a professional musician, so I would travel back to 1947 and catch her act.
Mamma mia, now I really know. My, I should not have let you go. Don't go wasting your emotion. Lay all your love on me. No, no, Do you believe in life after love? You haven't seen the last of me.
So this is my big close, I guess. In the last couple of years, the biggest challenge we've had is we're doing these shows that all the songs are familiar. And so what's happened is people are singing along to the shows. And Bruce, who's our house manager many years, who used to be, I think, an elementary school principal or teacher, so he wants to line everybody up in a line and keep them in shape. And so we're constantly going in and telling people not to sing, because some people are singing who could sing, and some people like me who can't sing are singing. So I suggested for next year, what we do is every show, we print up the lyrics to the show, and we put it in the program book so they get them all right. Well, thank you for coming. Myself and Chairman Walsh and our staff will be around after this if you want any questions. And anything left to punch up, PJ? I thank PJ and her staff for doing a great job. Yeah, all these pieces not only have to come together, but they have to be approved. You know, I call them the approval police, because you got all these national advertising agencies, and I think their fees partially to be difficult, but at the end of the day, somehow it all comes together, like they said in Shakespeare in Love. Thank you for coming.